Wow. Where do you begin? Just thankful for a win and proud of our players for playing 60 minutes of football. And I think that's what this program is built upon, is never giving up. And I think God's a mountaineer today, and we're excited for this. And we have a lot to learn from it. We have to go back and look ourselves in the mirror. But I want to give Troy a lot of credit. Coach Summerall's done a fantastic job of those kids are playing up to his personality and his attitude, and that was a very good football team. And they play us to the very end, and proud of our kids for never giving up.
David Ware, 24/7 Sports. Sean, I don't think anybody would question that there was some pretty good fortune on that last play, but I've been to enough practices to know that I've seen that play rehearsed over and over and over again. And what happened was exactly what you guys designed. It's designed to go up, guys stay on the front side of the ball, and it gets tapped back. Talk about how practice made perfect when you really had nothing else you could do but be perfect.
Well, practice execution makes game day reality. And we practice that play since fall camp. And even now, every Friday, that's a staple in our plays we run. So, David, you've been there before. You know what we do at practice. And we practice that. And we got the ball back after the safety. Our kids, I swear, I promise you, our kids said, "Wait, we got this game, Coach." And I didn't think it was going to go like that, but it did, and we're going to take that win, and we're going to celebrate tonight because, winning is hard in college football. I don't care who you're playing right now. I saw a score of Marshall Bowling Green's 21-21 in the third, and it is hard to win in college football, week in and week out. We've had 3 emotional weeks of football, and this is not an excuse, but you put that with getting back at 10:30 in the morning on Sunday morning from Texas A&M, and getting right to work. And I'm not saying our kids are tired, but they're emotionally drained right now. We need a good night's sleep. The head coach needs a really good night's sleep tonight. So that's where we are.
So let's back up before the big throw. When you guys got the ball back after the kickoff, what was the strategy leading up to the last play?
Well, we learned a good lesson in 2020 versus Lafayette here on Friday night. And that was kind of the same scenario in some ways. They took a safety there that Friday night, and they huddled up on the sideline. We're like, are they going to punt it and probably pin us down? Are they going to take a safety and kick off? And they took a safety, and in that moment, we said we have a chance to win this football game. And Kevin did an outstanding job. Him and Coach Watts and Coach Wade and Coach Dawsey, they had a plan. We were going to try to work the sidelines like we did versus North Carolina, and they had a great plan to hold the sideline, not let us throw it and get out of bounds. So we had to try to work it inbounds, and we dropped the ball there. I think it was Caden dropped the ball. I'm not sure, but then it was our last. We had 2 choices. We were going to run what we call Boise, which is a hook and ladder play like the Boise ran versus Oklahoma, or we were going to throw a Hail Mary. And Dalton Stroman is our guy to go up and get it. And if you watch the tape, it's to the T how it's supposed to be done. He goes up and touches it. The front guy was there. He didn't get it. You had, who was it?
Horn.
Christian Horn coming in and get it. And if you see it, the most impressive thing on the whole deal was Caden Robinson blocking for him just like we practice it. And so that's why it's practice execution is game day reality. And our kids took it to heart.
Flipping to the defensive side of the ball, obviously they had a lot of success through the air. To my eye, there wasn't a lot of nickel package thrown today. Even when you went NASCAR, you stayed in base coverage. What was the defensive strategy behind staying base on the back end?
Well, they ran the ball a lot more today than they have in the past, and they were very successful at it. And you have to give Troy a lot of credit. So we really couldn't get in our dime and nickel pack. We had to play a lot of base. And credit to them for running the football. They have not been able to run the football that well all season, the first 2 games. So we had to be in base and not get our best passers on the field. And our goal going into the game was to win first down. And we never won first down to get them a second long. It was always 3rd and short, 3rd and medium. They were throwing what we call a snag route, which is kind of in and out on our Mike linebacker, and You know, we have some busts on all three phases. I mean, if we're happy with the win, we have to look ourselves in the mirror tomorrow morning and really see where we are. I know we're their darling right now in some ways because it's been 3 great weeks of fan, whatever you want to call it for the fans. It's been a damn heart attack, heartaches, joy. You had every emotion you could possibly imagine in college football in 3 weeks. So we have to look ourselves in the mirror, starting with me and both coordinators, position coaches, and players, because we have to play better to win this conference. This conference got a lot better, guys, when James Madison and Southern Miss and Marshall and Old Dominion came in. This is going to be week in and week out, and we have to play complementary football, and we did for the most part. But we have a lot of work to get done, but I'm very proud of our football team.
Next question.
You'll get yours answered in a second, I promise you.
Hey, Coach Cam Gaskins with WBTV. You kind of alluded to it, but the media attention, everything this week. Now that the game is over, you guys are kind of celebrating in the locker room. What did this week and the national spotlight mean for this program and for the city of Boone?
It was you can't put a price tag on what College Game Day brought to our university, brought to the town of Boone, and brought to our program. We don't have enough money in this university to pay for the advertisement. And we are proud they were here. And we embraced that College Game Day. Now, there was I don't want to say distractions, or there was a lot of noise and buzz in the town. And we are human. I mean, you can say block the noise out. You can say don't do this, don't do that. But I'm human. You're human. I mean, it was a big deal. It was a big deal for we do a lot of things. We have won national championships. We've won conference championships. We've been undefeated as a program. We have never had College Game Day in Boone, North Carolina. And that was, to me, one of the best atmospheres, environments. I mean, you have the best of the best here in Boone, North Carolina. And I'm just proud of the way our guys handled it. And I'm proud of the way our university, our students did. Everything I've heard of has been fantastic from ESPN. And I'm glad they left. I can get some sleep tonight.
Am I good? I know the first week obviously didn't result in a win, but it seems like every week if you put the ball in Chase's hand, and I know, again, this was a team effort, but when you put the ball in Chase's hand, good things happen. Just the confidence you have in him with 2 seconds left to just say, do your thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it was. I have the utmost confidence in Chase Bryce. And you were here that first press conference. I want to make sure all of App Nation and everyone in this room knew how I felt about Chase Bryce. And he's a winner, and he's a team captain. Our kids believe in him. And if the game's on the line, I want Chase Bryce to have the football, give us a chance to win. Either throwing it, running it. He does a great job going through his reads. He's a great job of decision making, and I'm happy he's here. I'm proud of Chase Bryce, and I still think the best is yet to come with Chase. The more him and Kevin get comfortable with each other, I think Kevin's called 3 remarkable football games. He spreads the ball out. Chase is comfortable how his progressions are, and he's getting better and better as we go.
Yeah, your first College Game Day. I met your wife today. Your whole family was there. Just how awesome was it from your family's perspective that they kind of got to enjoy this with you? Your wife said you haven't slept,
No.
by the way. She said you're not sleeping.
No, she's a good wife. I'll keep her. But no, it was special. And I went back, and you guys saw the interview at ESPN. That was an emotional time because I wanted my family there. Because as a football coach, you miss out on a lot of your family stuff. And my son had a baseball tournament. I haven't been to his baseball tournament since July. My daughter's in volleyball. I miss twice a week. And just to have my family there, that was a person. I thought I ran over my son when I did run over my son. I had to pick him up on the 47-yard line out there. And but those are experiences you get. I mean, you take the good with the bad sometimes as a football coach and your family. But I have a very supportive wife. She gets it. She's a former student athlete. She's the only person in our family who's in the Hall of Fame, and at Eastern Kentucky for softball. So I'm going to get some sleep tonight. It's going to be a big tall glass of Woodford, and I'm going to bed.
Hey, Coach. Dave Thomas from WATA Radio and the Mountaineer Insider. Back to Chase. Will you talk about his use of play action and how that froze them, knowing how good you are running the ball and how that sets you up, especially in the second half?
Yeah, I thought we ran the ball very well today at times, and we were getting some sets that it was giving us one-on-one matchups on the outside. And as a defense, you have to pick your poison. Are you going to stop the run, or are you going to play pass defense? And in those situations, we have a run-pass option, and they were giving us some good pass looks, but there were some dirty runs in there. And there was a 3- and 4-yard gains. I thought Cam Peoples and Chop and Amani, those guys ran hard. And those were those App State runs. These body blows and body blows and body blows, and every once in a while one will pop. But we'll continue to do that. But we'll give Chase the option, the run-pass option. If it's there, we'll throw it. If not, we'll hand it off.
And then just speak to your tight ends, how you use them and how they've become so vital to this offense.
Yeah, this is probably the most we've used our tight ends around here in 7 years I've been here. I think Kevin, I mentioned this earlier, Kevin does a great job of spreading the football around, and we're getting the back out more than we ever have, and that changed some things. And now you instead of having 3-man routes, we have 5-man routes, and those tight ends kind of sneak out and get into the flat, or they get over the ball, and they're some of those plays. Those are the first progression as we go. But trying to think here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 receivers caught the ball today. And when you're trying to game plan versus us, you better pick your poison. You take one away, we're going to throw it to the other guy.
Noah Frary and Smith podcast. Christian Horn, he's a young man who's kind of, waited his turn for this opportunity. He's well loved in that locker room. Can you just talk about what that moment meant to him?
I love Christian Horn, and I told him since day one that you're going to be a superstar here. If you look back, and Christian, he needs some confidence. There was 2 big plays in his career thus far. Coastal Carolina, we drop a ball for a touchdown, probably win the game in 2020. Georgia Southern last year, wide open, he drops the ball. And I told Christian, we're coming back to you. And he is a very confident young man. And to have this happen to him, it's the best thing that ever happens to him. He should be running on cloud 9 right now. So I'm proud of Christian, and he's a great player for us. He's an unbelievable student athlete, and I love him to death.
Coach Patrick McCormick here with the Watauga Democrat. I believe the crowd number was set at 34,400 something, 4th largest crowd in stadium history. I'm sure part of that was for ESPN Game Day, but what a turnout for the first conference opener for your team. How big was the crowd in a factor in this win?
It was huge. That's home field advantage for us. And I just want to thank App Nation for coming out. We heard you out there, that you made a difference in the football game. And when you rush the field, and that's fun. It's dangerous sometimes. But App Nation's special. And they love us. It's a two-way street. We love them. And we need them next weekend. James Madison is a really good football team who had an open week. He's coming into Boone, North Carolina, so we have a work cut out for us. We're going to celebrate tonight, and by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to turn the page because we have a lot of work to get done. And I have to look myself in the mirror, and our players have to look themselves in the mirror.
Sean, do you get the idea sometimes that there's just something a little extra magical about this place and what happens on the field here sometimes?
Yeah, it's I've been here since 1994, and you have too.
Mm-hmm.
And they call it God's country for a reason. They call it Miracle on the Mountain for a reason. But a lot of that is our players. They just never give up, and that's been embedded in their minds since 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Coach and Scott and Eli and myself, and I was a former player here, and I know what it's like to the Citadel in 1995.
Exactly.
The last second play when no one gave us a chance, and we called 156 all go, and Ron Gillen went up there and caught the ball, and it was just pure pandemonium. Mm-hmm. That's a memory I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
1995 in Charleston, South Carolina, and what is it, September 17th is another memory I'll never forget in Boone, North Carolina. And there's something special about this program, and something about the air we breathe. But that's why you come to Appalachian State. You never give up. You're tough. You have grit. A lot of fight in you.
Okay. Any last question? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys.
We'll have players in here next.